for another Coffee with Kilroy on a Sanctuary Sunday. Sanctuary, yes. The day where I try to cover something other than war games. And today I'm really going a little bit far afield because I am taking a look at GTM, or Game Trade Magazine. Now, this is just what it says it is. It is a game trade magazine. This is sent to distributors and to friendly local gaming stores and people that sell games. And so what we are looking at here is kind of a trade publication. Now, gamers like to pick these up because it's telling you what's coming out. And this is issue number 293, the July issue. And sometimes they come in a plastic wrap bag, and sometimes they're just, sitting there on the table. I started picking these up many moons ago at my friendly local gaming store when I lived in Lawrence, Kansas, and I collected quite a bit of these. I mean, I had a whole library of these, and then I had an unfortunate issue when I was moving from one house to another, and a pipe burst in my game room while I was already moved into the other house, but I hadn't moved everything out yet. Yeah, you can see what happens. And it's made worse by the fact that I'd taken all my games and stuff off of the shelves to move the bookcases. And so I had the bookcases in the new location, but I was going back to pick up books and games, and the games were in the basement in the broken pipe room. Yes, well, let's not talk about that. That's a discussion for another day, and something a little bit stiffer than coffee. Or I could put something in my coffee. How about that? So I had a lot of these. And you really don't need that many of them. But I mean, some of these going way back, they would have extras or expansions or extra material, especially for role-playing games. Monty Cook had an ongoing kind of horror Cthulhu type narration that was going on. That was kind of interesting. There was supplements for 3.0, D&D 3.0 and 3.5, and the open gaming license. I mean, there was a lot of role-playing content that was kind of neat to hold on to. Also, it's kind of interesting to look at what the game offerings were, and they usually gave something away. That's one of the reasons it became shrink-wrapped is they usually give something in there, like something that for an upcoming game, like a promo or an exclusive or something like that. They kind of got away from that. They didn't have, not every issue does that now. This one actually happens to have something in it. It's got a Adventurers D&D kind of, it's not D&D, but it's a role-playing promo or something of that like. And I think I've actually covered this game. I have to look at that a little bit closer, but I think I've covered a free RPG version of that I might have gotten from a Novel Night scent sale. So I started collecting them mainly because it was free, and it has a price on this of $3.99, and back in the day I think it was maybe $1.99 or something like that, but I never paid for any of these. The friendly local gaming stores that I went to were friendly, and so they had a stack of them, and you picked one up. And if you liked what was in it, and it was still there the next time you go, and nobody picked it up, then you pick up another one. And so I ended up collecting some promos over the years that I bought the games for. I'm such a completist. It served its purpose because it made me end up buying the game. Or if I didn't buy the game, I've got a whole box full of misfit promos. So if you're interested, let me know. So I liked them because it was kind of a way to see what was coming up and look at what's happening in the game industry. But again, I lost many an issue of this to water. But I started picking some of these up again. Again, they don't really have that staying power. They really are more of a trade magazine of just seeing what is the soup du jour. So probably not, and they don't give out as many giveaways, so probably not that big a deal. but I still have a few of them hanging around. And I thought, since it's Coffee with Kilroy and I talk about paper products, books and articles and catalogs from Avalon Hill and old game companies and new game companies, I thought, what the heck, I'll cover the GTM and talk a little bit about my history with GTM. So here is the promo that you get in there. That's kind of, I think it's just one thing. No, maybe there's two in there. Let's open that up and see what that is. Yeah, we got two things in here. So we got a mercenary. Talks a little bit about the mercenary there. And it talks about how you use it. And then you've got Weirding Woods. So you got a location here. So that's cool. Like the art. So that's kind of cool. I'll have to look and see if I think I covered something called Adventure Role Playing or something like that. You guys can look while I'm talking here. But so that's the promo. Again, not everything has something with it. Back in the day, almost every issue did, but maybe they're getting back to that. So here it is, nice thick magazine. I mean, $3.99. Maybe it's worth $3.99, but again, I go to friendly local gaming stores. But there's a lot of advertisement. There's advertisements for upcoming games and games that are going out there or new releases. So this is really just a trade magazine to say what is happening, what is hot. Now there might be some interesting things in here. That are, typical or regular pieces. They usually have some cartoons in here and some stuff like that. But most of this is what is happening in gaming. So here, and I said I wouldn't cover war games today, but you know what? I can't help because it's part of gaming, right? So here's Axis and Allies North Africa. So that's releasing August 24th, 2024. And I'm posting this. I picked this up actually in June, last week of June, but I think I'm posting this maybe the second week in July. You can tell me when you see this. So this is the July offering, so I'm close to being on time. And if I pick up, I might go back and look at some older ones, but they'll be out of loop, right? They'll just be like a Doctor Who and River Song type situation, but who knows? If you want to see old issues of this, let me know. Or if you want me to continue doing new issues, let me know. So here's the editor here. Here's a cipher system. There's a lot of RPG in here, but a lot of card games, a lot of board games. Everything is in here. And here, what is the Game Trade Magazine anyway? So we can see right there, it says the Serious Games Magazine for serious gamers. Game Trade Magazine, GTM, is the most reliable, accessible monthly periodical for the latest, most comprehensive information of the product in the world of games and hobby supplies. Okay. And there's going to be reviews in here. And, here you get your free digital code of it. There's going to be reviews in here. And then there's your comics. There's your Saturday morning or Sunday morning comics. But it's mostly advertisements. And it's mostly, even the reviews are really kind of ginned up to make you interested in picking up the game. So the cover piece on this is HeroScape. I was a late adopter to HeroScape, but then a big fan of HeroScape. I bought a lot of stuff and got a lot of stuff before it went the way of the dodo. And then even picked up some of the new stuff when it came out, which was based on Magic, the Gathering characters and planeswalkers, but not painted. And at least not the core army, and I got that cheap because that kind of died quickly, and it didn't have the same standing or the love of the fans that the original HeroScape. So it'll be interesting to see what they're doing with this HeroScape here. Here's HeroClix, ongoing thing here. Sales of Glory, yes, I've got some of that. So I mean, again, this is. If you just want to, this is like the Monkey Wards or Sears Christmas catalog for gamers. You just want to look and see what's coming up and start drooling on what you might want to get, then this is the place. It's going to have miniatures. It's going to have supplies like sleeves and painting supplies and bases and whatever you need for miniatures and collectible card games and the like. And there's a lot of role playing in here. as I said, this is a trade magazine. This is gaming trade. This is kind of the granddaddy of it. Here's Pendragon. I've covered the starter set of Pendragon. I think I covered this starter set actually. So I don't know if they're coming up with a new one of that. So again, a lot of role playing, a lot of stuff that I've covered before here. Cascadia. Don't know if I have that, but I don't know if I've covered it. But here's Hero Quest, One Piece, the card game. There's another way to lose all your money. Dice, Baby, DM Publishing, Draco Ideas, Nexus Ops, a game here. As you can see, this is all about games. There's novels and game adjacent type literature in here. Of course, here's your inserts for storage of all your highly expensive board games that you want to spend even more money to buy an insert for it. And there's all kinds of inserts, a whole new industry here. And here's some like miniatures and fixing stuff. And here are some, this would probably be for miniature gaming, to have some templates or structure of a dungeon crawl or something like that, or a space dungeon crawl. Here's some military units here. Very cool. Clue. As you can see, just about anything gaming is in here. And this is the centerfold. So I'm spoiler alert if you want to avert your eyes or get the addicted gamers out of the room. So here is Pathfinder is the fold out for this one, as you can see there. All righty. So I could have blacked that out or fuzzed that out or did something to that. I don't know. So these are gaming supplies here. As you can see, I mean, it's RPG, it's board games, it's collectible card games, it's miniatures, it's just about anything gaming, role-playing, anything that you can think of in this space. Here's Dungeons & Dragons stuff. It's a really thick magazine, too. It's actually thicker than some of the rule books and stuff that I get from board gaming or war games. Some Magic stuff. Metro Runner. That looks like an interesting new game there. Here's Renegade. Renegade does games and role-playing and all kinds of stuff. Here's Warlock. That's for miniatures or D&D playing. Cyberpunk. Interesting there. So now this is some of that content that they used to have in the past here that I was talking about in the past. Like this is Demons. This is for Pathfinder. This is Pathfinder compatible. So it gives you a little bit of background on it, and then it gives you its rarity, hit points, size. So, kind of the monster manual write-up for this character or creature or monster. And so I had a bunch of those, but then when they all got waterlogged, they ended up just throwing them away. But, I mean, so this is kind of interesting content if you wanted to keep that. Here's Intelligent Weapons. This is Pathfinder compatible, but I imagine you can fit this into any role-playing or fantasy setting that you desire. Who Are the Real Monsters? So this is a GTM exclusive, and it's for 5e. City, 5e, a little bit about on them. So here, you get some interesting content in there from time to time. Here's Battletech. Rival Restaurants. So, I mean, you're going to run the gamut on this. That's one reason why here's Paints. That's one reason I said put this on Sanctuary Sunday, because it's not just wargaming, it's everything. This is how you might want to spend your Sunday, going through this and figuring out what you're going to buy. Here's game tokens. And getting towards the end here, there's treasure packs. And there you have it. That is issue number 293, Game Trade Magazine. Let me know. Do you guys pick these up? Do you ever look at these? Does your friendly local gaming store have these? Do you go to your friendly local gaming store anymore? If you've followed these, love to know your thoughts on them. I used to be kind of religious about it, had to get it and go through it and collect them. And then once I lost a lot of them, I kind of like, okay, well, if they have it, I'll look at it. If they don't, they, wasn't meant to be. But love to know your thoughts on this. Do you kind of use this as a guide on what's going on in gaming? Or do you think this is just, does your store charge for them? What do you think about this? Or is this just another way to, empty your wallet? Another way to get you all hyped up on the FOMO, fear of missing out and wanting to get onto the next stuff. So anyway, I'm a little bit more removed from it now, but I'm still, picking them up from time to time, especially if they got some nice little bit that I, may or may not need, and I'll put in a box. Love to know your thoughts. Do you want me to continue this going forward as I get them and doing a little coffee with Kilroy on a Sanctuary Sunday? Let me know. Or do you want me to go look at some of the ones I have in the past and kind of do a look back? Again, there's some content in there that's interesting, but anything that's coming out new will have already come out, I hope, or maybe not. Anyway, thanks all. Have a great one. Thanks for watching.